In this section, I'm going to show you how you can reposition textures in SketchUp. Let's take the select tool and make sure that we're inside the first floor group. Just single click on the floor texture there just to make sure we're inside. Go up to File Import, and we're going to select this file here, WDM_002_C. Import as texture. I'll support image types, and click Import. Now, instead of starting at an edge, let's just start in the middle of the floor here. Let's click once to start our import. And let's get the scale right on this. To do that, each plank we're going to assume is 5 inches. That would make the total width of this 25 inches. So let's type in 25 and press enter. With the floor down, you'll notice a couple things. One is we want the texture to line up to a certain point. And if you notice here, for example, it doesn't line up right on that edge. And typically you wouldn't have a piece like that. Also, notice that the pattern is running against the length of the house. So we want to reposition or rotate the texture. To do that in SketchUp, you simply need to right-click on the face, scroll down to Texture, and then select Position. Now, just to show you a couple of the other tools there, you can reset the position. That's if we make changes to it and we want to reset it. You can use projected textures. This is great when you want to take a flat texture and project it onto a curved surface. And edit texture image, I'll show you in a little bit. So again, texture position, and you'll see these 4 push pins with colors on them. Always start with the red push pin. That's your move pin. So you can click and drag this little push pin. It's going to allow you to snap it to a point that you want. So maybe we want this point here. The green push pin scales. As I click and drag this, it's scaling the texture out. Or if I hover over and drag, it'll rotate. And now see that blue dotted line? That lets us know that we're keeping the same scale. So if we just want to rotate it, we could make sure that we're on that dotted line. The yellow push pin I never use. This one distorts the texture, as you can see. Now, don't Command Z to undo. You actually need to right-click and select undo. It's sort of an undo redo inside texture position. If you go to Edit Undo, it's going to undo the importing of the texture. The blue pin allows you to scale or shear a texture. So this is great when you want to extend the texture in one direction, which I'll use sometimes. I rarely ever skew the texture. I will import and shear it sometimes. If you right-click inside this texture position, you can reset your texture. You can also just use the built-in rotate here, so you can rotate it 90 degrees. The other thing that you can do is uncheck this fix pins. These pins are good when you have a photorealistic texture that is covering the entire surface of a piece of furniture or a wall facade. Not really good for tileable textures like what we have here. So you want to use fixed pins to move the texture. So let's move it into place here. Let's rotate 90 degrees. And we can also click just to move it here as well. I'm just going to line up that edge. When you're finished, just right-click and select Done. And now you'll notice the texture is aligned and in position. In the next section, I'm going to show you how you can edit the texture using Photoshop to adjust the color and the edge detail in the texture.